Can you believe how much the price of cars have gone up over the last, sort of 5 years? Well, yes, it's going to cost around $83,000 for an SR5 Hilux if the government gets its way. This is a crazy plan and it friggin' won't work. Let's get into it. Everyone probably has heard of it by now, of an emission car tax, and it's based on how much emissions that car puts out. It's how much the government wants to add an extra tax for the dealer to sell that car, and it ranges greatly. Obviously, I've picked the Hilux here because it is a very common car, and I've picked the SR5. Point being is, these cars are designed for tradies, but then also as the weekend warrior and the car to go and pick up the kids from school. And you might say, look, no one needs a car like that to pick up the kids from school, but a car that can do a multitude of things is better than owning 2 or 3 different cars, which is also becoming quite a common thing. So although the Hilux isn't the most economical car or any dual cab ute in that segment, which is super popular, and I'm pretty sure the Ford Ranger at the moment is the #1 selling car in Australia, these cars are a jack of all trades and do everything, and the tradespeople still need these things. And to go and add around $15,000, and I've averaged that out over, I think the Range is about the dearest. Obviously, it's just a little bit heavier a car, and it probably is a little bit thirstier. Then, that average of $15,000 on those type of vehicles is just hurting the middle class and the average user and tradespeople out there that need them. And do you really think that those tradespeople can afford to just soak up that cost when they do need a new vehicle? Tradespeople can do a lot of kilometres towing trailers. I myself used to do it, and you need those kind of vehicles that do both things. Now, if I was in that position, there's no way I could just soak up the extra cost of that. You have to pass it on to the consumer being you. Do you need a plumber? Do you need a carpenter? Do you need an electrician? Actually anything that you touch and use has come from probably the use of one of those vehicles in some form or shape through its life. So this car tax will not be a car tax. This tax is just taxing everyone, even ironically, the electric vehicle user, and that is what this tax is supposed to be doing, is pushing people into electric vehicles. Now, that's great in theory, but there is no alternative to a dual cab ute that can actually tow a trailer. There's no alternative of what's available. So you are forced to pay that tax. If they had a really good alternative side by side, as in an electric vehicle that could tow, that was reasonably priced as well, I could almost see it and justify it. More to the point, they wouldn't need to do this. If the electric vehicles were that good that they keep harping on about and ramming down our throat and pushing us into, why the hell do they need to tax people that crazy amount to push people into them? If they were that good, people would just buy them. That's It's just a crazy world we're living in. The whole EV thing I have spoken about quite passionately before, but we are going down a road where we don't know how to recycle them. We don't know how to store them safely. We don't know how to put a fire out when one begins. And it's going to be a terrifying thing when you have a Woolies car park filled with electric vehicles and the infrastructure isn't there to put a fire out if it happens. There's never been a technological advancement like this, and I would say it's nearly up there with like the invention of the internet, which was also harmful in a different way. But there's never been such an advancement where there was such a safety issue. Like, the safety issue is crazy. We just went down and did a video at the dismantling yard for all 4x4 spares, and we're looking around at, probably 500 or 600 cars in the heart of Newcastle, right? So if they were all electric vehicles in the heart of Newcastle and a fire broke out, like, it's crazy. If they can answer all these questions, then people might even think about taking up this technology. But there's so many problems with it. And look, you might think I'm just a dinosaur and I love burning fossil fuels. And don't get me wrong, I love my V8 Land Cruiser. But if there was a genuine alternative to go green, I would jump on board 100%. I'm not here just to wreck everything. None of us are. But the EV is not a genuine alternative because there's no solutions to all these massive problems that still exist around a technology that is too young to be pushing down people's throats and taxing the arse out of people if they don't do it. These people that they're taxing are not the high end of town. The high end of town are buying the fastest model Tesla you can buy, having a ball with it. That's where the technology's gone. They never really started with really cheap, really, transport focused EVs. They went straight to the top end of town and made EVs for the people that only the top tier of people can afford and to go and have fun with. And this ute tax is just insane. What are you going to buy to take the place of a Toyota Hilux to go to work in, throw your tools in the back, and then be able to use on the weekends? Like, there's just not going to be that vehicle available for quite a while. There's talk of some utes coming in to really start doing it soon. It's going to take a long time before they're really quite capable. Even a hybrid, they're going to slap a tax on. There was one article there, even like a mild hybrid is still going to have about $4,000 or $5,000 added to it. So even if you're trying to do the right thing, you're going to get slammed. So I don't understand all this madness around these EVs. There's so many other facets we could go into, like the fact that we probably will run out of electricity in the middle of summer when everyone turns on their air conditioner and has their EV plugged in at home. The average EV to charge takes about 3 times what the average house uses now. Where is all this power coming from? Like, why can't we actually hold these people accountable that are making these decisions and answer all these questions? And look, I've done very little research into the hard numbers of this, and I will be happy to be proven wrong. But you can have this conversation over and over and over again with people on the street that are uneducated, that are really educated, that are everywhere in between. Everyone seems to know and is just looking around going, this isn't working. That's all there in front of us. Why the friggin' hell are we still going down that road? But anyway, guys, so an SR5 Hilux is going to cost you $83,000 soon. That's going to be a fun future to look forward to. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully there's another answer. Hopefully someone comes up with a better answer to the going green than electric vehicles. Are they really that friggin' green? Are they safe enough? And should we be paying a massive tax if we don't friggin' want to buy one? Anyway, guys, you only live once. Hopefully they come up with another answer. Until then, keep burning your fossil fuel because ultimately, I think it's still greener.